Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I have to say, the debate isn't about which AI coding tool is better anymore. It's really about knowing exactly which artificial brain to hire for the job right in front of you.
I completely agree. I've been thinking a lot about this recently. We spend so much energy treating these models like rival sports teams.
Oh, totally. Like it's a zero-sum game.
Exactly. But today we're taking a much more practical approach. We are examining an extensive, rigorous side-by-side test comparing
Right, and our mission here isn't to crown a singular champion. We want to unpack their unique underlying philosophies.
Yeah, and run their real-world numbers on a complex research task and figure out how to combine them into one seamless workflow.
It's going to be a really fun breakdown.
But before we get completely lost in the weeds, we should probably establish our baseline. For anyone listening, what is a coding agent? Let's just say it's AI that writes, tests, and edits software right on your computer.
Yeah, that is the perfect distillation. Because we aren't talking about simple autocomplete anymore, We are talking about a digital coworker that can execute highly complex multi-step instructions across your entire file system.
It's a fascinating shift in how we interact with our machines. But to really understand how these two specific tools diverge, we first need to look at the ground they actually share.
Right, framing them not as bitter competitors, but as distinct, highly specialized tool sets.
Exactly. That is a crucial mindset shift for developers right now. So let's start by looking at Anthropic's Claude Code.
Yeah, so Claude is fundamentally designed from the ground up to act as a thinking partner. Like, it excels at complex architectural planning, intricate front-end design, and these heavily customized workflows.
And what I find incredibly interesting about Claude's philosophy is its willingness to challenge you.
Oh yeah, the pushback feature.
Right. If you give it instructions that seem structurally flawed, it actually pushes back. It makes you pause and reconsider your approach before it writes a single line of code.
Which is so valuable. And currently, it's running on their Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku models, depending on the complexity of the task you give it.
Right. Then on the other side of the spectrum, we have OpenAI's ChatGPT Codex.
And we need to clarify this immediately, by the way. This is a brand new, highly advanced agent system. This is not the original Codex model from way back in 2021.
Right. This modern iteration of Codex is engineered for pure, unadulterated speed.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't want to debate architecture with you. It focuses entirely on rapid execution, designed to take well-defined tasks straight to the finish line as fast as possible.
It is all about momentum. It runs on the primary GPT Codex model, but it also offers a lighter, highly responsive GPT Codex Spark version.
For when you just need blistering fast, simple execution.
Exactly.
So if we think about it in human terms, Claude is like the thoughtful architect asking you a dozen questions about the foundation, while Codex is the speedy foreman just getting the bricks laid.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. That's exactly it. But despite those vastly different personalities, they actually share a massive foundational baseline.
Right. For instance, both of them feature incredibly robust local code editing capabilities.
Yeah, and they both offer dedicated standalone desktop apps for Mac and Windows environments.
They also integrate flawlessly into your existing setup. Both plug right into VS Code via dedicated extension.
And they both handle standard command line interface workflows without breaking a sweat.
They both allow you to delegate those heavy compute-intensive tasks up to the cloud.
And they share an open architecture for extensibility, meaning they both feature diverse marketplace plugins and utilize highly reusable markdown skills.
They also both utilize MCP support. For those listening, MCP support is a protocol letting AI tools securely connect to your local files.
Yeah, it essentially acts as a secure bridge between the AI's brain and your local hard drive.
So with all these different versions, do their basic environments actually overlap?
They really do. The underlying architecture is surprisingly compatible because they both hook directly into your standard desktop environment and utilize intelligent sub-agents for task management. Moving between them isn't nearly as jarring as you might expect.
So yes, both handle local editing, desktop apps, and sub-agents seamlessly.
Exactly. The shared foundation is incredibly solid. The true divergence only really happens in how they build their specific workflows on top of that foundation.
Claude's obsessive control over your workflow is great for planning, so I want to explore exactly how it gives you that granular, almost surgical control over your daily projects.
This is where we have to talk about custom workflows.
Yeah.
Because this is the area where Claude Code really separates itself from the rest of the pack.
Right.
To give you an idea of the scale, Codex offers about 6 basic hook events, Claude drops in with around 30 different hooks.
Wow, that is a staggering difference in operational capability. Hooks, for anyone unfamiliar, are essentially automatic triggers.
Yeah, little scripts that fire off invisibly whenever a very specific event happens within your coding session.
And Claude gives you immense power here.
It really does. For example, they have a pre-tool use hook. This mechanism actually intercepts a command before Claude even attempts to execute it.
So you can use it to validate a destructive command or enforce strict security rules before the AI touches your active files.
Precisely. And then on the flip side, you have the post-tool use hook, which reacts immediately after a tool finishes its execution.
I have to play devil's advocate here, though. Why would an average developer need 30 different hook events? It sounds like you need a PhD in prompt engineering just to configure your workspace.
I totally get that reaction. It sounds like absolute overkill at first glance. But think about the practical daily application of that power.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, you could set a simple post-tool use hook to automatically format your code through Prettier or ESLint. That means the formatting happens instantly and invisibly after every single file edit the AI makes.
Oh, wow. So you don't even have to think about it. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. So having a hook automatically pull the AI back on track sounds incredible.
It really is. It just keeps the agent hyper-focused on the actual goal. You can literally force Claude to request an entirely separate test suite from a sub-agent.
Preventing it from trying to haphazardly write its own tests in the same breath as the feature code.
Exactly. And speaking of sub-agents, both of these tools support them, but Claude Code ships with 3 distinct built-in types right out of the box.
Yeah, Anthropic gives you the Explore agent, the Plan agent, and the General Purpose agent.
Right, and the Explore agent is designed to just quietly read and analyze your entire massive code base without altering anything.
While the Plan agent gathers all that deep context to present a highly structured architectural strategy.
And then the General Purpose agent steps in to handle the actual tasks requiring a mix of both reading and writing. And the cool part is Claude intelligently, automatically delegates between these 3.
So you don't have to manually micromanage the handoffs.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Beyond the sub-agents, Claude Code features some incredibly powerful slash commands. The standout is /ultraplan.
Right.
When you trigger this, it doesn't just process locally, it actually sends the entire deep planning stage up to a heavy cloud session.
It builds a massive structural map and presents it to you in a browser UI, allowing you to review the architecture before committing.
Yeah, and there's also the /ultra-review command. This runs a deep multi-agent code review across your entire project, returning incredibly detailed security and structural findings.
It is worth noting that Pro and Max users only get 3 free runs of this before it becomes a build feature, because it is so computationally expensive.
Very true. We also have to highlight the /loop command. This is fascinating. It runs recurring prompts on a set automated schedule.
It essentially keeps Claude Code in a state of continuous maintenance mode.
Yeah, it just sits in the background, handling lingering PR comments, resolving frustrating merge conflicts, and cleaning up technical debt while you sleep.
It's essentially an always-on, tireless developer assistant.
Claude also recognizes that developers aren't always sitting at their keyboards. It securely connects to your mobile device via Telegram, Discord, or iMessage.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, you can literally just text your agent from your phone to check on a build's progress while you're standing in line for coffee.
It also provides an official agent SDK for both Python and TypeScript, which is a massive advantage for teams looking to build entirely custom internal systems.
And for massive enterprise users, it integrates securely with Bedrock, Vertex AI, and Microsoft Foundry.
Hooks give you surgical control to automate tasks like formatting code instantly.
Precisely. It fundamentally changes how you trust the AI to run autonomously.
Now, Claude's obsessive control over your workflow is great for planning, but sometimes you don't want a planner. Sometimes you just want to move as fast as humanly possible.
Which brings us to OpenAI's philosophy with Codex.
Right. It is built to move fast without breaking your existing work.
Codex is fundamentally engineered for rapid, fearless execution. And the primary way it achieves this incredible speed safely is through highly isolated development environments.
This brings us to native Git work trees. And just to clarify the jargon here, Git work trees are separate sandbox copies of your code, so changes never collide.
Right. Now, Claude can technically utilize work trees too if you configure it manually, but Codex makes this feature entirely native and frictionless.
It is seamlessly integrated right into the core building process.
And this matters so much when you are trying to run multiple complex tasks at the exact same time.
Right, because each separate task runs in its own completely isolated copy of the repository.
Exactly. Your parallel experimental work never interferes with your main stable code base.
And if an experiment fails entirely, you just discard that specific individual work tree.
Yeah, you haven't touched anything else in your active project. It is an incredibly safe way to move fast and break things without actually breaking anything that matters.
Codex also features a highly functional built-in desktop browser. After the agent builds a new web component, you can view the rendered result right there inside the agent interface.
You can leave visual, pinpoint comments without ever switching windows or opening Chrome.
It keeps the entire build and review loop cleanly inside one single unified environment.
The computer use feature is also notably polished here. You can literally ask Codex to physically test a local application for you.
It actually opens the application on your machine.
Yeah, it actively clicks through the UI elements, finds visual bugs, and returns highly structured, detailed triage reports.
Those reports include the bug severity, the expected behavior, and the precise steps required to reproduce the issue.
It acts as an incredibly thorough automated QA process.
Codex also connects directly and cleanly to your GitHub repositories. You simply tag @Codex in a pull request comment.
And it immediately spins up a Cloud Sandbox task right from that comment thread.
That makes triggering agent work completely frictionless for distributed teams.
Both tools, it should be mentioned, also now support the /goal command.
Right, where you define a macro goal with a very clear hard stopping condition, and the agent just keeps iterating until that exact condition is definitively met.
But another massive, unique advantage for Codex's execution speed is visual assets. It has direct native integration with GPT Image 2 right inside the workflow.
So it generates images as part of its primary execution.
Yeah, if you need a quick product mockup for a UI layout or a simple placeholder game asset, Codex handles it natively without skipping a beat.
Whereas Claude currently requires an entirely external third-party setup to generate any kind of visual assets. So why is making work trees native such a big deal for execution?
Because it completely removes the friction of branching and stashing. It allows the agent to build fearlessly and rapidly by running multiple development threads safely at the exact same time.
So they let the agent build parallel features without breaking your main code.
Exactly. It completely neutralizes the paralyzing fear of catastrophic code errors.
I think this is a perfect time to take a quick pause.
Today's deep dive is supported by our friends at TechMinds. If you're building the next generation of software, you know keeping your team aligned is harder than ever.
TechMinds provides the infrastructure you need to seamlessly integrate AI tools into your daily scrums.
Their platform gives you full visibility into agent workloads, resource allocation, and project timelines. You can try it free for 30 days by visiting their website.
All right, welcome back. So, theories and distinct philosophies are always great to discuss. But I love looking at hard data.
Me too.
How do these tools actually perform when they are tasked with doing the exact same job under pressure?
Well, the author of the newsletter ran a truly fantastic, highly structured real-world test. They tasked both agents with creating a highly branded, professional research PDF analyzing small to medium business automation tools.
And crucially, the agents had to use active web search to gather the raw market data, synthesize it, and format it.
Right, let's look at the precise numbers for Codex first. It was running on the GPT 5.5 model, set to high performance.
And Codex sprinted through the complex task, finishing in exactly 8 minutes and 1 second.
Along the way, it consumed approximately 2.8 million tokens to process and generate the data.
It successfully produced a very clean blue and gold structured cover page. It even generated a custom SMB mark natively, since it couldn't locate the original requested logo online.
Yeah, and it proved to be fantastic at structuring raw, messy data into tight, readable tables.
Now let's pivot and look at the Claude results. It was running on the massive Opus 4.7 model, also set to high performance.
Claude took slightly longer, clocking in at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. But the token consumption is where things get wild.
Yeah.
It consumed a massive 4.7 million tokens for the exact same task.
However, it actually successfully searched for and placed the correct AI Fire logo.
It also created a beautiful, highly nuanced, dark orange gradient cover. It displayed much stronger overall brand fidelity throughout the document.
And instead of just raw tables, it wrote the entire report in a compelling, flowing narrative style. But we have to talk seriously about token efficiency and the underlying economics here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because tokens are essentially the agent's battery life for the day. If you drain them too fast, you're done working.
That is the perfect way to visualize it. Codex usage is completely included in standard ChatGPT plans. That covers the free, plus, and pro tiers without any convoluted extra setup.
Claude, on the other hand, requires a pro subscription at $20, or the Max 5X tier at $100, or the Max 20X tier at $200 a month.
And when you are burning tokens that fast, those subscription costs add up incredibly quickly for a team.
To put the raw output into perspective, Codex generally outputs roughly 16,000 to 20,000 tokens per standard task.
Yeah, while Claude is outputting roughly 80,000 to 84,000 tokens per task.
Claude hits those strict platform usage caps so much faster because of that massive context window. Whoa, imagine chewing through 4.7 million tokens in just 8 minutes.
It's crazy.
The scale is staggering.
It really is mind-bending. It shows exactly why Opus is such an expensive model to run continuously. It is constantly rereading its own massive system prompt to maintain that architectural perfection.
We also need to note a crucial platform policy difference regarding token usage. OpenAI officially supports and allows third-party API wrappers like OpenClaw or Hermes to manage these workflows.
Right, whereas Anthropic requires explicit, strict approval for any third-party developers trying to tap into their agent workflows.
Beyond the subscription price, why does the token difference actually matter to the user?
It is entirely about your daily session longevity. Higher token output means you hit your strict daily rate limits rapidly. It completely stalls your workflow when you suddenly run out of computational battery life right before a deadline.
Higher token usage drains your daily session limits much faster.
Exactly. It physically forces you to stop working entirely, which is a massive friction point for professional developers trying to stay in a flow state.
So we've seen the careful, obsessive architectural planner in Claude. We've seen the incredibly speedy, fearless executor in Codex. So much of the discussion online is about declaring a winner. But how do we actually apply this knowledge to our work tomorrow morning?
The big idea here is incredibly liberating, honestly. Don't pledge blind loyalty to just one app or ecosystem.
Right.
Code is ultimately highly portable text.
Yeah.
Your projects are not locked into proprietary formats.
Your projects are entirely, completely portable. The real long-term value in this new era isn't the specific AI tool you subscribe to.
No, not at all.
The true value is the underlying systems and the flexible pipeline skills you build along the way.
Yeah, you aren't permanently locked into one single agent just because you spent 6 months learning its quirks. You can and should move between them fluidly.
This leads us directly to the optimal strategy for modern development. It's the dynamic hybrid workflow.
Yes, you open up Claude Code for the heavy architectural lifting upfront. You use its deep planning capabilities, its custom hooks, and its interactive front-end UI designed to map out exactly what you want to build.
Then, once the blueprint is rock solid, you seamlessly switch your project directory over to Codex.
Right, you unleash Codex for pure execution, deep web research, generating structured PDFs, and rapid GitHub shipping.
Moving fluidly between these powerful agents based entirely on the specific task in front of you is the optimal strategy.
You literally get the absolute best of both unique worlds without compromising on speed or quality.
So the ultimate takeaway isn't picking a winner, but building a pipeline.
Exactly. You don't need a singular software champion. You need a functioning, highly efficient, and flexible development pipeline that leverages the strengths of every tool available.
Right. Use Claude to plan the building and Codex to swing the hammers.
That's the exact mental model developers need to adopt right now. Keep your projects easily portable, use Markdown extensively, and keep a remarkably open mind as these tools continue to evolve at breakneck speed.
This has been an incredible breakdown of the current coding agent landscape. It really highlights exactly how fundamentally different these underlying philosophies are, even when they are trying to solve the exact same problems.
It's a wildly exciting time to be building software. The capabilities are expanding every single week.
I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over.
Okay.
If we are already building hybrid workflows, using Claude to meticulously plan the architecture in Codex to rapidly execute the code, what happens when we inevitably get an overarching AI agent whose only job is to automatically manage the workflow between these other agents?
Oh, man. That is exactly when things are going to get truly wild.
Try spinning up a simple local project today. Keep your files portable, test out a custom hook, or spin up a native work tree just to see how it feels.
Yeah, just see how it actively changes your daily workflow and your relationship with the codebase.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We appreciate you spending your valuable time with us today. Keep building.